So here's the activity lifecycle diagram. And here's the fragment lifecycle diagram. Now, it's okay if this looks a bit daunting at first. It certainly did for me, and trust me, it does for a lot of developers. Instead of me going through each state and telling you what happens in a variety of different situations, you're actually going to do some detective work and build your understanding from the ground up. You'll also find the missing revenue data and fix a few bugs along the way. In this lesson, I'm going to focus on the activity lifecycle because it's a fundamental part of Android and the easiest to observe in a simple app. Now, fragments also have a lifecycle. It's similar to the activity lifecycle, so a lot of what you're about to learn will apply to both. I'm going to cover the fragment lifecycle briefly towards the end of this section. Now, here's a list of activity states, known as the activity lifecycle states. Pretty much as their names indicate, these states represent the status of the activity. Is it visible or not? Has the user permanently navigated away? The lifecycle state represents this status. Now, more often than not, you're going to want to change some behavior or run some code when the activity lifecycle state changes. Therefore, the activity class and any of its subclasses have these activity lifecycle callback methods. These methods are called when the activity moves from one state to another. You can perform an action when the activity enters a certain lifecycle state a few ways, but the most straightforward is by overriding one of these callback methods. It's important to know both when they are called and what to do in each callback. Let's look at a concrete example. One of these callbacks may jump out at you. OnCreate. That's because you use this callback. OnCreate is called once the activity is created, but not yet visible, and it's where you should do any one-time initializations. So here is what a onCreate method actually looks like. In fact, the onCreate method for Dessert Pusher. You can see over here that you're actually overriding a method. And within the body of the method itself, you're doing important one-time initializations, such as inflating the layout here. I'm going to have you go ahead now and implement a few more of these lifecycle methods for me so that you can explore when they're called and also their usage.